Hello everyone, welcome on AIM Activating Young Minds. I'm Hina this side. I'm going to tell you very important tips for those whose child is an aggressive child. So if your child is aggressive, then do watch this video today. Every parent has this complaint that my child doesn't listen to me and my child argues with me, and if the child is not getting the particular thing he desire for or he want, then the child gets so aggressive that the child may howl, the child may scream, the child may cry so loudly, may lie on the floor, and this is very common, I tell you, in the age group from 2 years onwards, in fact 15 months onwards till 6 to 7 years. So every child is special and unique in its own way, I tell you, and to deal with every child is also very unique and special in its own way for the adult. But the point is, when the child reacts aggressively in particular situation, how the adult should react. So let's discuss this, as I have got a lot of requests to give some tips on this point from few of my parents. So I thought I should definitely make a video and get this done for our parents. Okay, so if suppose the child is playing a game or have participated in a competition, there are few children which I have been noticed in my career, in my profession of this the whole journey of 7-8 years. So what I have seen that many of the children can't accept the failure, first point, and when the result is there that they have not won any of the competition or they came second, not first. So this thing is these are some things, failures which they cannot accept, and then they react very aggressively. Like few parents if may agree that the child coming from school and throwing out the bag and very upset and talking so rudely with the parent that what happened, and when the parent is trying to connect, they don't want to talk. So this point first comes why? Because the parent initially was not talkative to the child. Hence I say again and again that please be talkative to your child. Express yourself in front of your child so that the child will get the habit of expressing all the things in his mind. Whatever the thoughts are coming into the child's mind will definitely share with you. But for that you have to take the initiative. Being an adult, being a parent, you have to be very expressive with your child. That communication skills are very important and plays a key role, So when the child will be expressing, then slowly the aggressive thing will be going off. In the age of 15 months onwards, I have seen that few of the child gets aggressive when, like, for small things. For example, if I say, if you want the child to pick up the toy and keep it back at the place, or the child want water, or the child wants something to eat but do not want to go and take the things by himself or herself, and you want the child to do the same, then in that case the child, for small things, they'll just get so restless and they'll show all the tantrums. So how can you bear these tantrums of your child? First thing, you have to make your child independent. Like appreciation is very important. Even for the adults, like we'll feel very privileged, very happy and motivated to do something when we are appreciated for that particular thing. Also appreciation for small things, like, oh wow, you did this is so nice, I'm so happy, you have become a very big boy now, you can do this like us. So this way you need to appreciate for small things which the child is doing at home or in the school. Even I request for the teachers, in my particular class, I don't want to name that child, but there was a child who was super active And every teacher, every other teacher was like fed up with that child. The moment the teacher enters the class, that child was in punishment every day in every period, because the child was kinesthetic. The kinesthetic children are having a lot of energy. They can't sit at one place. And personally, I am a kinesthetic child. I am a kinesthetic person. So I can feel that nature of that child, because he was having a lot of energy. So he can't sit at one place, and he used to roam around the class. So for these kind of children, do not shout at them, give them punishment. Punishment is not the way. Either as a parent or as a teacher, I'm telling you all that punishment is not the way to get the things done. Appreciation and acknowledgement for particular things that the child is doing in a unique way has to be acknowledged, has to be appreciated, has to be motivated to do the things very nicely the way you want the child to do. So how I used to deal with that child, when I used to enter in the class, he was my favorite one, because I have seen myself into him. Being kinesthetic, I can understand. So in my classes, that particular child used to sit on the first bench, and I have appreciated. So he was not interested in doing copy work. So the moment I used to enter, the child has asked me, what are you going to take the lecture today, and how much time will it take to get finished, when the period will get over, and how much work you are going to give us today. So this curiosity was there in his mind, because he used to think that if the teacher will be busy giving me the copy work, or will be busy in giving the lecture, in that particular moment I have to sit, and the child cannot sit. So this was a point which he used to imagine, and he was somewhere thinking like, oh God, no, she's here, I can't move around. And in the time, when the period gets over, a particular duration was there where the teacher leaves the class and the other teacher used to enter. So that duration where no teacher is there, at that time he used to just play around the class, running around, howling. So that way he loved that thing. And the moment the teacher is there, the teacher, he can't do, but the energy is not letting him sit. So he was sitting, and the moment he can't control, he is just into his own zone, and the teacher fed up. So there's a punishment definitely by other teachers. And in my case, I used to give him some, responsibility. Like today, this person will be telling us a story, or this person will be the monitor of the class, or this person will take care of this particular responsibility of the class, like the cleanliness, like the copy correction work should be completed or not, checking off the things. So some responsibility I have given, and that made him so special and motivated, that he became an obedient child. And other also, even in fact other teachers also telling me that there's a vast improvement in that child after you have become the class teacher. So I told every teacher that every child is unique and special. It's just that the teacher has that vision for every child, has that perception for every child, that yes, this is also very special, and for making him learn our things, making him do the way we want to, the method should be different for every child, because not all can be the same. And this is what multiple intelligence is. In a classroom, all children cannot be the same way you want to be. Okay, so for them we have to pick up different teaching aids, different tactics to deal with the child. Even for the parents, I request that when the child gets aggressive, listen to the child. What do you want? Okay, have some water. What happened? Why you got so aggressive? Talk to me. I'll sort it out. I'm there with you. Give them warmth. Give that warmth to that child, that he will then relax, and then he will definitely talk to you. I promise, and you will also thank me later this way if you deal with your child. You